Am I like way taller than you right now?
What are you trying to give people the impression that you're tall or something?
I was just trying to adjust my chair height accordingly in the properest of ways. Okay, Jeffrey, the year is coming to an end.
Tis
The season for the year to come to an end. Hello everyone and welcome back to Jeff shifting in his chair. Let's do it again. I start talking and then Jeff starts doing this. And welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
board games and board gamey things.
Exactly.
And Jamie complaining about me moving around on my chair.
It wouldn't be a Foster the Meeple video unless I was complaining about something you were doing.
True. That is super truth.
It's part of our DNA.
Super truth.
Our dino DNA. For anybody who didn't know, 2022 is fastly coming to an end. It's coming. The year is about to end.
Why did you say it like that?
I don't know.
That was weird.
Was it weird?
Yeah, a little
Fastly coming to an end.
Fast approaching.
So we are going to be... I had to hiccup. And there's a hair on my nose. We are here today to talk about some games that we are most anticipating for 2023.
2023 has some friggin' games.
Yes. Just to like put it in perspective, my first list before I narrowed it down had like 35 games on it.
Mine wasn't that big. But I didn't also research like...
At all.
I kind of like knew my 10.
I have honorable mentions.
I have 3.
I think I have 3 honorable mentions as well.
It's hard to determine what's a 2023 release or what's a specific release because like sometimes it's announced in 2022 or 2021 it's supposed to come out.
Sometimes it comes out in Europe before it comes out here.
Yeah, or like it's not going to actually end up landing next year, so then it becomes 2024. So like take everything with whatever grain of salt you want to.
Yeah.
And don't come at me if some of these games are like...
could make it a grain of sea salt.
Yeah.
Or pink Himalayan salt.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
The world's your oyster. So I have 4 honorable mentions. And maybe we'll have some crossover on these. I'm not sure.
I have 3.
We don't know each other's lists.
We're going to have crossover, I think. I think it'll be... There'll only be maybe 1 or 2. Mm-hmm. And they're definitely not going to be in the same
Yours
spot.
are ranked.
I did rank mine. Okay. It doesn't really need to be
ranked. No, that's fair. I can rank them. I have been known to rank things.
I did rank mine.
So my first honorable mention is Fit to Print.
That is also my first honorable mention.
And this is from Flat Out Games. The reason why my honorable mentions are on the list are because we've already played them.
One of mine, this one, because we've already played it. I have one that's really in a board game adjacency thing, and one I just don't know if it's actually going to come out next year.
Okay, so 2 of mine we've already played. One is an expansion, and one is a cluster of games.
I wonder what that is.
Okay, so Fit to Print is my first one, and that's on your list as well.
That is also my first honorable mention. We have played Fit to Print. It is a puzzly fun time.
It's a real-time game about making up a newspaper, and it is just a freaking blast. We've played it twice now.
Yeah, it's super combo-y. It's super fun. Really looking forward to it.
Yes. Yeah. What is your first honorable mention besides that one?
Well, my second honorable mention in that instance would be Guest of Robin Hood.
Oh, yeah. I was expecting that to be on your list.
GMT is so hard to determine when stuff's actually going to release. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to come out this year, but I just don't know. I know it's in print right now, but they're so volatile with when stuff actually comes out that I just don't know. Yeah. So I didn't include it on the list. But if it was for sure coming out, it would be on the list.
Yes. My next honorable mention is going to be Hickory Dickory from Flat Hat Games because we have already played it. And spoiler alert, freaking love it. We will have coverage on it soon. So stay tuned for that. But that is an honorable mention for sure.
My last one is the board game adjacency thing. And that is the Stormlight Archive miniatures from Brotherwise Games. I've gone fully in on that Kickstarter for 2 reasons. 1, well, I guess 3 reasons. I love Brotherwise. I love Stormlight Archive. It's one of my favorite book series, and I love painting miniatures, and I'm really, really looking forward to getting those and painting them. Some I have bought pre-painted because they're going to be display miniatures, and they're coming out with a game down the road.
My next one is an expansion, and it is for Meadow Downstream, which has a cute little otter on the box. I don't know what it adds, and I don't care. I just want it, okay? It is what it is. And then the last one, the cluster of games, is any 2023 release from Button Shy.
That's not fair.
It's an honorable mention.
There's so many. Okay, well then I'll throw out anything.
No, I've got 3 written down. The 3 that I know of. Numbsters is one, which I have already backed and will be getting. The Royal Limited is another one. And then River Wild. River Wild is the third. We're building out like a river. I love Button Shy, so whatever they put out, I'm
going to throw down then anything that Dice Throne does. Or
Fine.
anything that Villainous does.
Sure. Yeah, I'm down for those too. Why the heck not?
Because you know they're coming.
You know they're coming, and we love to see it. Okay, so those are honorable mentions. Let's get into our top 10, starting with number 10.
My number 10 is a game that we just got introduced to at PAX. It's coming from Third World Studios, and that is called Mission Control Critical Orbit. Is it on your list?
It's not on my list.
Ooh, that shocks me.
But it is...
This
fun
game, we actually had a chance to play with our friends over at Table Knots, and it is a real-time, I'm going to call it a party game, because it felt like a party game. Ultimately,
it's a team-building game.
Everyone's playing their own little puzzle in front of them. So there's a Sudoku, there's like a numbers game.
The one that you did was like all math, like you had a row where you had to add all the numbers.
There's like rows and columns of math that you have to do.
And then, I had to make matching numbers into patterns for polyomino shapes to give to...
Yeah. All the 3 of us were trying to do is complete our puzzles so that we can give information to Mission Control, and then Mission Control has their own puzzle that they need to complete. This is all on a timer. You have 20 minutes
to not lose air
and successfully like launch or whatever.
Yeah.
It was so cool because you're yelling at each other. You're like thumbs upping and being like, yep, good to go, locked in. It was one of the coolest experiences at PAX. I'm super looking forward to it.
If you are a person who is in HR like me or have a team, if you're a manager, this is the ultimate communication game.
Yep.
My number 10 is called Tribes of the Wind. Is that on your list?
It's not.
Okay. It says 2022, but I know that it's not out yet.
It might be in some people's hands, but...
Tribes of the Wind is from Hachette Games, who we love. They've got a lot of very exciting games coming out.
They have one of the coolest lineups coming, yeah.
Yeah, they really do. So Tribes of the Wind is set in a post-apocalyptic world, and you're trying to rebuild the world on the polluted ruins from the past. What does that mean? I don't know. It's a tile placement game. I don't know much about it. All I know is that Tyler and Ilya from Calvary had a chance to play it at PAX. They said it was great. We've seen a copy of the game. It looks beautiful.
It does.
Anything that involves tile placement, I'm here for. And the theme itself is just... It's a really cool theme. You send your wind riders to explore the area, plant forests, build villages and temples using the gathered resources. Resources is spelled wrong. Resources.
Great pick. Love that pick. My number 9 game is a game we've actually already played, and it's been up on the channel. Can you guess? It's coming from Lyrius Games, Age of Comics, The Golden Years.
It's a great game.
If you want to know more about that game, you can go check out our video. It is a Lacerda Light, kind of, where ultimately all you're trying to do is publish comic books. You're doing that by recruiting artists, writers, etc.
Salespeople out on the map.
Salespeople going out on the map to promote your product. Again, go check it out. Absolutely love it. The artwork is incredible. The game is incredible. The mechanics are amazing. Age of Comics, The Golden Years from Lyrius Studios.
My number 9, and I don't know if you would have this on, but there is a game coming out called Rallyman Dirt. So you've heard of Rallyman GT. This is a roll and move racing game.
Because we haven't played Rallyman GT, but it is a dice roller. I did the... See, also what's really cool with these lists is Jamie and I don't tell each other our lists beforehand, so we actually end up hearing them for the first time together, which is cool.
Yeah, so it says... Brand new edition of the classic rally game. Get behind the wheel of a supercharged blah, 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 blah. So maybe it's the same, it's just different. So it says this new edition combines the original Rallyman from 2009 with its expansion Dirt. So it combines everything into one.
New artwork, upgraded components.
Yeah, because there used to be an expansion called Dirt that was separate. This is like a whole brand new game that combines everything.
Okay, yeah, we're getting that for sure.
And anyways, the point is it's a racing game, so I'm excited for it. You put out a racing game, and I'm pretty jazzed about it. And I've heard really good things about Rallyman GT, so I just expect this to also be good. And you can play it solo, which is always a bonus.
My number 8 is a game we've talked about before. for some reason thought it was coming out in 2022 and it didn't. So I'm just going to push it ahead a year. That is Skyrise from Roxley Games. Skyrise is kind of like a city builder, dystopian future. Like, I don't want to say steampunky, but it's got really, really awesome artwork that looks like 60s futuristic kind of like space. What's the Disney ride that has the big dome? I can't think of it right now.
Spaceship Earth?
Yeah, Spaceship Earth. Like, do you remember at the very end when you're like picking your...
Oh, yeah.
Your like future?
Yeah.
But it's just like that old-timey future, like 60s stuff. It's got that art style. I actually have seen a copy of this. I haven't played a copy, but I did get a chance to see a copy of this game. It looks incredible. Super excited. It's one I've been excited for since they announced it. Yeah. I'm just pushing it ahead because it hasn't released yet. I haven't heard of these.
I know. The next one drew me in because of the cover art, first of all. It's called Ryozin. It is a 2 to 4 player game. It is worker placement, but there's kind of like an element of like a tower in the middle. Like if you see the pictures here, Jeffrey, there is like a little tower.
Pagoda.
A pagoda, some might say. So anyways,
well, anyone that knows
anybody would say it. There's set collection, and there's also, of course, animals that are all dressed up in like their army gear and everything like that. So
I see asymmetrical abilities, so I'm in.
It's a 2 to 4 player worker placement game with layered rotating board, multiple scoring and resource engines set in a fantasy world of mystical forces and animals with extraordinary abilities.
I have a sneaking suspicion this game might fall into that Dune, Endless Winter, Arnak conversation.
You think?
Yep.
So it's called Ryozin, and look at the animals.
That reminds me a little bit of Redwall. Yep.
There's like little miniatures, but if you like actually...
Oh my god, that looks...
The artwork is...
If anyone out there
wild.
Has read Redwall or seen the Redwall artwork, this game is that.
I'm excited for it. I don't know much about it, but you know, I already know it's just the artwork that's going to be...
I'm getting into some games.
Get into it, Jeff.
I never even heard of that one.
We're getting freaking into it.
My number 7 is the next iteration of a long-standing series of games, most of which... I wouldn't say most of which, all of which we enjoy thoroughly or love.
Yeah.
And that is Scholars of the South Tigris.
Okay, good. I took that off of my list because I knew you'd have it on your list.
Scholars of the South Tigris is the next iteration from Shem Phillips and Garfield Games.
Yeah. Wayfarers.
Wayfarers is the current iteration of that. Wayfarers is a game you will see up on the channel very soon. Wayfarers, I think, is my favorite of all of them.
I think it's mine too.
I love Paladins. I like them all for different reasons, but if I'm going to say which of the series I love the most, it's probably Paladins. But Wayfarers, I think, has supplanted that for me. And I'm just excited to see what he does next because they're all so good for different reasons.
Yeah. My number 7 is a game called Flip Town. This is a flip and write set in the Wild Wild West, okay? So basically you're like flipping over poker cards in order to get different like sets and stuff, and then you're also like it's a flip and write as well, which I love. Roll and writes, I love flip and writes, and the designer of this also has designed some Button Shy games.
Oh, okay.
So I was interested from the start, and it just looks like, here, I'll show you, Jeff. It's called Flip Town.
This is all editing for you.
I'm a visual person, so here it is.
I love the looks of that.
Yeah, it looks really, really cool, and we love Westerns, or Jeff specifically loves Western stuff. We love roll and writes. The art looks really cool.
I'm into that.
I'm into it. So you're flipping and you're writing in the Wild Wild West.
Yep.
The Wild Wild. The Wild Wild West. Jim West, Desperado.
My number 6 is a game I probably won't own. Yeah, I will. I've made a commitment next year. There's context to this. Other than games that I have on order already or that are being like delivered at some point, I'm determined not to buy any more big box games.
Oh.
Unless it's
famous last words.
Unless it's like a miniature painting thing and I want to paint the minis. I've decided, because we have so many, but this might be the one that I am not currently in on that I do end up buying. That is Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Age.
Betrayal of House on the Hill.
So this is the Elder Scrolls chip theory game. I love Elder Scrolls. I loved Skyrim. I love that world. I'm just hesitant because, again, I want to peel back some of the big box games until we can get through them. But I also don't really care that much because I know we eventually will. But this is one that I'm probably going to end up getting. I mean, it's going to be chip theory. It's going to be overproduced. It's going to be super beautiful. And it's a video game IP that I actually care a ton about. So I can't really see myself not getting it.
Believe it or not, it's not on my list.
I'm not surprised at all.
The next one for me, number 6, is going to be a perfect game for spooky season. It is called Siliconevania, and it is from WizKids. And I gotta show you, Jeff. So this is a bidding game, an auction bidding game. And there's not much...
You picked an auction bidding game?
I know, but look at it. Like, look at it.
Yeah, it's kind of Tim Burton-y.
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure it's like if the theme is like if vampires had like businesses in Silicon Valley, Vampire Council is looking to hire a new city planner to turn Transylvania, the most legendary vampire town in the world, into the world's newest tech haven. I work in tech. Jeff works in tech.
It's true.
I love vampires. Jeff watches what we do in the shadows when I tell him to. It's
That's
perfect.
Also true.
It's perfect.
It's a bidding city builder.
It's a bidding city builder with vampires. Like,
I
there's
love
nothing
city builders.
about this. And there's nothing about this I don't like. And it's WizKids. And I'm not going to lie, WizKids has been kind of hitting it out of the park with me lately.
Some of the stuff we saw that coming up next year that I actually didn't include on this list.
Some of it's on mine.
I'm regretting, so I'm hoping Jamie did.
There's one on mine.
Okay, good. Yeah. I'm assuming it's the one I'm thinking. Okay, good.
Yeah.
They have some really cool stuff coming up in 2023. I was super impressed by their game display at PAX. My number 5.
It's a 5.
My number 5 is another expansion, if you want to call it. I don't know if it's expand alone or if it's expansion, but it's within one of my favorite game series of all time, and that is Undaunted Battle of Britain. So they just released Undaunted Stalingrad, which is like a campaign version of Undaunted.
I did not know it was a campaign version.
Yeah.
Ooh, we have it waiting for us.
Undaunted is a series of games that I've gotten really close with over 2022. It had been recommended to me for so long, and I just never got a chance to play it. And then I've played Normandy a few times now. Battle of Britain is just the next iteration of that.
Yep.
And I can see myself owning all of this. This is an example of a game. The mechanics are just so good that none of the other stuff really kind of like matters to me, because normally I'd want miniatures and like and like a beautiful map and all of these things. But this is just small little circular discs and cards and some cardboard. And some cardboard. And it's amazing. And I've fallen so much in love with Undaunted, and Battle of Britain is just another one that's going to blow my socks off.
Blow those socks off. My number 5 is a game called Bamboo, and it is a Devere game. Jeffrey,
talk about another publisher that's been crushing it. Another Pagoda.
This is an abstract fantasy type of game. The components look beautiful. The cover looks beautiful. In Bamboo, players take on the role of clans that grow bamboo and use the fruits of their labor to take care of their family and thus add happiness points.
No.
Right? Happiness. I don't really know much about it.
It's part of the Bitoku world.
Interesting. Silk, Bitoku.
We haven't played either Silk or Bitoku yet.
Silk is a smaller game. Bitoku is a big game. I think this kind of falls somewhere in the middle. But anyways, I don't know anything about it, except for the fact that it looks adorable.
Next one is one that was on my radar a while ago. And then we just recently had another conversation about it that brought it back to the forefront of my brain. And that is... Sorry, it's one of those...
It's one of those. Don't I know it?
That is coming from Madagot, or this is coming from Madagot. It is Manhattan Project War Machine.
War Machine.
This was one that the cover, just like Jamie had mentioned on the last game, the cover drew me in. It reminded me of like old war propaganda posters. And I immediately was like, yeah, I'm into this. I'm a sucker for a good war theme. So the cool thing about this, the vibes I got, I don't know a ton about how exactly it's going to play out, but I got a combination of a few things that I love. Again, the art was amazing. 2 is it gave me Civilization vibes. So part of this is all about like preparing for war. So building up stockpile of weapons, building out your infrastructure, building out your armies, building out your buildings, that sort of thing. And then on top of that, we're really big suckers, I think, for dice worker placement.
Yep.
So games like
Creature Comforts
or Black Angel, where your workers are actually dice and you can change the dice faces, and that has this mechanic in it. From what I can understand anyway, I could be wrong about that. But this game hit on so many things for me. I'm just super, super excited to give it a try and see what it's all about.
It's not a Marvel game. I know you hear War Machine and you think Marvel.
No.
Not a Marvel game. So my number 4 is a game called Flow, and this is from Pika Games and comes from the same designer who did Parks, which is a game that I freaking love. The first reason why I was attracted to this game is because the cover. It's so cute. It is definitely
common theme here.
A winter-themed game, that's for sure. So basically, this game is action drafting, area movement, tile placement, and you are acting as like a little hero that's trying to cross the iceberg sea. You have like a bag that you're going to be drawing tiles from. You're going to be placing out the tiles, and it says it has a very unique region-to-region movement system. I don't know a ton about it, except for the fact that it looks really, really cute, and I think there's also a bit of an engine building aspect to it, which we love. The point is, if you put a cute cover on a game, I will buy it, I will play it, and there's a very good chance that I will love it.
That's true.
Yep.
My number 3 is one that there was no way it wasn't going to be on this list.
No
because
way.
Of 2 reasons. One, it's from one of my favorite publishers, if not my favorite publisher.
Okay, I already know what it is then.
Leader Games.
Yep.
It has Kyle Farron art, who is probably my favorite artist in the board game industry. And that is...
Wait, what's the third thing? I bet I know. Space.
True. And put those 2 things together and make it a space theme. Easy. Easy money.
Lemon squeezy.
That is Arcs from Leader Games. I'm pretty sure this is releasing next year. I could be wrong. It could be 2024, and if I'm wrong, then whatever. But wrong. I'm pretty sure it's next year. I got a chance to quickly look at a prototype version of Arcs at PAX. It looks incredible. The one hesitation we had originally with Arcs is that it is 3 to 4 player. However, we now have moved, as we've mentioned multiple times, so we have access to that player count now, which re-engaged me to be much more interested in it than I was originally. Felt like it was one that was just not going to be able to get played. The cool thing about Arcs is like you all start from a same position. And as the game progresses, your position or your player or whatever is going to become more and more asymmetrical as you go along.
Based on the decisions you make.
Based on decisions you make.
It's a campaign game.
Super excited.
Campaign. Did you know it was campaign?
No.
Okay, well it is. It's campaign.
I did not know it was campaign, and now that excites me even more.
Even more, yes. My number 3 is the one that Jeff alluded to before from WizKids, and that is called Age of Heroes. This is an X-Men themed Marvel game.
I am so excited for this.
That is designed by the designer of Lords of Waterdeep. And it is essentially like a Marvel X-Men version of Lords of Waterdeep mixed in with all of the good expansions and everything. So much like Lords of Waterdeep, for anybody who's familiar with it, is hand management, worker placement, but you are doing that in the world of Marvel. And not just the world of Marvel, the world of X-Men. Not just the world of X-Men, the old school X-Men. Like the OG X-Men, which I freaking love. The artwork is all like watercolor. It's just really, really eye-catching. And I'm very excited to play it because I love the X-Men. Like, love.
Can you show me the cover? I really hope Gambit is in it.
He is. That's him right there.
Nice.
With his cards. I'm very, very excited for it. It looks really, really pretty.
We did get to see it at PAX. So.
I love Marvel, and we really enjoyed Lords of Waterdeep. That is Age of Heroes, though.
My number 2 is another game we've already had a chance to play, and we got to play a super advanced copy with our friend Tim Chewin. And I don't know if it's going to be live by the time this gets posted.
I don't know.
But if it's not posted yet, it's coming. And if it is posted, go check it out. Yeah. That is Andromeda's Edge from Cardboard Alchemy and Lucky Duck Games. Again, this might be one that ends up not being delivered till 2024, but whatever.
Whatever, Cheddar.
Andromeda's Edge is the next iteration of like Dwellings of Eldervale. It's got similar mechanics, but it's space themed. The components are absolutely stunning. The gameplay is
so fun.
So good. If you've played Dwellings of Eldervale, it's very similar in terms of mechanics. Andromeda's Edge is just an epic space game that, again, we got a chance to play and loved. Oh, that's a spoiler. Shouldn't say that. Super excited for other people to give it a chance and try it out. If this is another, based on the cover, it is.
It is. So my number 2 game is called Savernac. Do you think that's how you pronounce it? Savernac Forest?
Savernaki or
Savernac or Savernaki Forest.
I think it's Savernac.
Another one from Devere Games. Just listen to the tagline, would ya? Help your animal friends prepare for winter. Yes, I don't mind if I do. I would love to do that. That's all that I want to do. I never want to not be doing that. This game looks freaking adorable. It is a fall-themed game. It's got cute animals. I'm pretty sure it's just a card. Oh, maybe not. It's tile placement, pattern, building. Jeff, what kind of games do I love?
Tile placement.
And?
Pattern building.
Exactly. It makes my brain happy. I love them. What does it say here? Foxes, hedgehogs, beavers. It's a Canadian game. Owls, rabbits, woodpeckers, wildcats, up to 23 different types of animals. I wish there were more. That doesn't even seem like enough. It's a 2 to 4 player game where you build your own section of the forest with paths where animals and food will appear.
Oh, fox loves eggs, but not berries or nuts. You must try to get each animal to collect its favorite food.
I love it. I already love it.
That sounds
Anyways,
cute.
it is called Savernake Forest, I think. Something of the sort. And it is a fun looking game. Oh my God, Jeff. Let me zoom in. Look at the fox.
That owl's cute. There was something in the bottom left. Is that like a little butterfly? Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Definitely is.
I don't care as much about butterflies, but anyways.
Cool. My number 1 is from a publisher that's already been mentioned on this list in the honorable mention section. And that is from GMT Games. And it is Red Dust Rebellion. And it is a space-themed coin game. Need I say more? I have completely fallen head over heels for the coin system in 2022 with Cuba Libre. Red Dust Rebellion is the next in that coin series from GMT Games. I am interested to see how they do coin in space. I think that opens up a lot of doors, and I'm just excited to see another iteration because, in my opinion, depending on the mechanics of how the game works, they're easily played asynchronously, which is awesome. We've played Cuba Libre a ton asynchronously, and this is just another one that we could add to the repertoire, play with our friends.
My number 1 should come as no surprise.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
My number 1 for most anticipated game of 2023 is Final Girl Season 2.
Shocker.
Probably
by a long shot.
So excited for this game. I cannot tell you. I went all in. All of it. I got everything. And I don't even know what I got. I got boxes to put things in. I got miniatures. I think I got car miniatures. I don't know what they're for.
I'm finding it interesting that you get the miniatures.
I just wanted it all. I don't know. There's cars. I don't know what they're for. Anyways, the point is I got everything. I'm very, very excited. The new sets look really cool. There's one that's kind of like alien themed. There's one that's very like Stranger Things-esque. There's a werewolf one. There's like an asylum one. And I cannot wait. Final Girl is definitely one of my favorite games of all time. And this is by a mile my most anticipated. I also didn't put Maple Valley on this list, but I feel like it's because you already knew that I was excited for it.
Yeah, we've talked about Maple Valley.
We've talked about a lot. We're excited for so many games.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff coming out next year.
But these are ones that we wanted to share today. And those are our most anticipated games of 2023. We would love to know down below in the comments what are some of your most anticipated games. Please let our shopping list grow longer. Put them in the comments, and I bet you a lot of people are going to
say Lords of Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, possibly. Yep, not on my list. That is all that we have for you today. If you're interested in buying games like any of the many that we mentioned today, when they do come to retail, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store. And for us, that is
the Boardroom Game Cafe.
Yes, it is. That is all that we have. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see,
please subscribe.
We hope to see you again soon. And now we say goodbye. Goodbye.
Later days.
It's ending. The end is near.
I'm going to put this down because it's going to keep buzzing.
Okay, because he's so popular. Yeah. Popular. You're gonna be popular.
It's going to hit my... The tenor.
The tenor. Tenor.
Let me look quick. It does. Yep, it does. How deep are we getting into these things? Just quick.
First of all, that's what she said. Listen to this. It says players send their wind riders... Oop. You dropped your phone.
Yeah.
Oop. Uh-oh, I pilled.
That is Elder Scrolls.
Scores.
I'll talk to you about it after.
We'll talk after.
Yeah.
Yeah. One moment. Let me back. Okay. And we don't know nothing about it.
No, I know a little bit, but I just want to
2024?
Nah.
No, come on.
Really? How awesome that game looks, that sort of thing. Again, if it hasn't been posted yet, go check it out. Super excited for other people to give a chance. Super excited to give.
We're almost there, Jeff. We're almost there.
Andromeda's Edge, Cardboard Alchemy, Lucky Duck Games.
Good job, Jeffy. Good freaking job.
It's getting too late in the day to be doing